ready to head off the trails? I'm the Cryptid Huntress, Jessica Jones, and I'm ready to take you on a mysterious journey right now. We welcome you to Off the Trails right here on the Spaced Out Radio's YouTube channel. If you guys haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. We would love to have you. Shout out to Bumblefoot for that amazing intro music. I so appreciate that. You guys, please follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. You guys can find me at thecryptidhuntress.com, and please subscribe to my amazing YouTube channel. That's the Cryptid Huntress, where I have 2 live shows a week on my channel, on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern and on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll knock your socks off. Y'all come over there and subscribe. Like those videos and share them out, please. I'd really appreciate the love. If you guys would like to support what I'm doing, y'all can go join my Patreon, The Cryptid Huntress. And also, I have an Etsy shop that's War Woman Goods on Etsy. It's all one word, all jumbled together. So y'all go buy some Native American turquoise jewelry. I would love that. You guys, we have an amazing guest here tonight. I have Long Island Bigfoot Mike in the studio tonight. Don't forget that right after this show, After Hours has an amazing program set up for us. And so y'all tune into that as soon as we get done here tonight, okay? Let's get to our guests, y'all. Without further ado, Long Island Bigfoot Mike grew up in Long Island, New York, and was always intrigued by wildlife, oceanic creatures, and dinosaurs. These interests were the foundation which propelled Mike's research and curiosity for cryptids later in life. Between 2007 and 2011, Mike served in the Army and spent a year in Afghanistan. While the impact of what he experienced is something he works on healing every day, searching for Bigfoot brings Mike peace and relief from the effects of PTSD. Walking through a primary stretch of forest paramount to his research known as Bubba's house, he became familiar with his surroundings for 5 years before he began documenting any activity. Uncertain of what he was actually experiencing, he took some time before he spoke out about his findings. Mike realized he was observing similar activity to what other researchers were reporting, and he began documenting via video and photography his interactions with Bigfoot and their families. Mike has also observed other entities and anomalies in the woods of Long Island and the Catskill Mountains. And tonight we're going to be talking about that with Long Island Bigfoot Mike. So please help me welcome to Spaced Out Radio tonight. We got Mike here, the LIB himself. What's up, Mike?
What's going on?
Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to have a good time. I already feel it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mike, you have a great YouTube channel. I so enjoyed watching you and your adventures. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about it, or just tell me how you got started in the Bigfoot phenomenon and getting interested in Bigfoot.
All right. Well, in a nutshell, I guess when I was young, I was interested in cryptids. I guess Nessie really is what I was interested in. And
Nessie.
I remember as a kid, my mom would be like, where do you want to go for vacation? And we didn't have a lot of money, but I would always say Scotland. I wanted to go to Lochness. And I would tell her, I remember as a kid, I could see, I never seen Loch Ness before, but I kind of could see where I had to be. And I just tell them we're going to see it. I just got to get us over there. And this was
right.
the ongoing thing, right? So what we would always do would end up in Montauk. I had no idea. You know what I mean? I was a kid. I had no idea the Camp Puro was there. I didn't know any of this stuff.
Montauk?
Yeah, I had no idea.
The Montauk Project?
Well, I mean, we would vacation right there. The lighthouse is right next to it. So, I was literally right next to it for all the time. And I had no idea. I didn't even find out till probably recently what was going on there. But,
okay.
Maybe 3 years ago or whatever. So, anyway, long story short.
Things, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. But, so I guess I got older and grew into teenage years and, whatever, all that kind of stuff fades away because you get tied into teenage things. So I guess in high school, everyone started experimenting with, illicit things. I found out I was an addict because everybody else would party and I wouldn't, I wouldn't stop. And that carried on and on and on to the point where, I just, it was just a thing for me. Opiates were my thing, and I couldn't shake them. I never could shake them. I was always taking pills and this and that. And finally, around 23, I had done every trade. I had worn out everything. Tried college, tried all sorts of things. And I went with someone to the Army recruiter, and long story short, I ended up signing up. So
for the military.
Yeah. So,
and thank you for your service, by the way, Mike. I love our veterans.
Thanks.
100%. Big shout out.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, I had no idea what I was getting into there either, but I was like, all right, I'll do it. They basically asked me like, well, what do you have going on here that's so great? And I'm like, nothing. Nothing. I can't shake these, drugs, everything. So I thought I was going to run from the trouble came with me, but it was manageable. And I ended up in Korea for a year after training, and then I ended up in Georgia, actually Fort Benning, and
that's my hometown, my home state. Yeah.
So the week I was getting out, my unit was going to Afghanistan, so I lost myself and volunteered to go over, and a lot of stuff happened, and it just was, bad for me in a lot of different ways. So when I got back, I was done. My contract was over. So basically, when I got back, I just got out pretty much a couple months later, and I had all these things going on. I couldn't fit back in society, so I went back. I went right back into using. That didn't work out. Obviously for, it's not a solution. So I ended up going to the VA hospital and started putting myself inpatient. And I was going, for substance abuse. I was going for PTSD. But in a nutshell, I was, in and out. But I was in there for like 5-6 years. So during that time, I was trying to change everything. Stay away from everybody. Change everything. Unlearn everything I already knew. I had to start fresh, right? That's what you're supposed to do. And I'm healing at the same time. I'm going through all my traumas. I'm learning to meditate. I learned Reiki. I actually got certified in Reiki. I was learning yoga. Yeah, I was learning yoga, all sorts of stuff. So I was very
on your spiritual journey there, Mike.
But on the side, a little bit. I didn't really realize how much work I was doing. But I was walking these woods, at least once a day. But I was walking the same trails, and that's like an old thing, an old bio I pulled up and kind of revamped. So it's funny, it says Bubba's house in there, but that's what it is, really. It's
Bubba's house. I like that.
It's in essence what it is. So in a nutshell, I was walking around there for like 5 years. And I know a lot of people, I feel like I tell this story all the time, but I was planning a trip to the Pac West because I started to get interest in, in Bigfoot and Sasquatch, whatever. And I'm thinking that's where I got to be. In my mind, I'm like, they're not here. You know what I mean? You have to go into the middle of nowhere.
I know. Long Island is not my first idea of like where Bigfoots are going to be, right?
It wasn't mine either. I get that. I get that like every single day. I hear that.
I can imagine.
So it's normal for me, but I'm the guy who's got to talk about the suburban Sasquatch. You know what I mean? So like
suburban Sasquatch, urban Sasquatch. I like that.
Well, I got a buddy in Oklahoma that does urban. It's more than suburbia, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I was walking those woods for like 5 years, and I was gonna go over there, but I was really hopeless. I was in a bad way. Very like down and out, and like. Just like I needed something. Like I was just like, I don't fit in. I don't see the point. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like everybody's, moving on, and I'm just like stuck. And people go away to college. I went away for like almost 4 years and gained nothing from it. I'm going backwards. So I was like really getting upset about it. And like, anyway, so this is when, Bubba, that's not his real name, but we go with that. So okay. The way that came about was like I jokingly said something because like how when you go to jail they're like, oh, go punch the big guy, in jail, like go after the big guy, go after Big Bubba.
Get your street cred right off the bat.
Yeah,
right?
Go after Big Bubba. don't drop
Your
the
big
soap
Bubba.
around Bubba. Like it was just like a joke, but it stuck. And anyway,
Oh my gosh.
so yeah, so I had an encounter face to face. I dropped to the floor like a rock. I started screaming, crying, bawling my. I mean, he didn't do anything threatening, nothing at all, nothing. Like he just getting a glimpse of him just shut me down completely. Like the way I put it is fight or flight, but like I guess I did flight, but my reaction was just to drop in the fetal and beg.
So wait, so look, let me backtrack just a little bit to
Okay.
make sure I'm getting this right. So is Bubba a Sasquatch?
Mhm.
And is this Bubba's area? And so you encountered Bubba the Sasquatch.
This is our first. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Good question. I guess it's pushing 5 years now, something to that effect.
5 years. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that long, but I guess it's getting up there. I don't know. I'm bad with that. I'm bad with like time.
Me too. It's okay. Time is relative, Mike.
Well,
There's
I don't
no
know how
such thing
people
as
remember
time.
exact dates and like this and that.
I know,
Like,
me neither.
I have
Me
no idea
neither.
when
I'm just flowing.
I
Right.
saw Mother's Day gifts today in the 7-Eleven, and I was like, oh, that's the only reason I know something's coming up.
Mother's Day. Right. Wow. Okay, so you had this sighting, and it was so jarring for you. It basically put you on your knees, like in a fetal position. I mean,
Yeah,
did you feel like you were threatened in any way, or were you even familiar with the Sasquatch phenomenon when this happened?
a little bit. A little
Okay.
bit.
Hey,
I mean,
Bobby.
I was semi like looking around a little bit because before that, I was
Okay.
kind of walking around like pretending, like almost like a kid. And I'm an only child, so I'm used to like thinking everything to myself or talking to myself. Like I don't mind it. You know what I mean? It's normal to me. So I was kind of like out there, like practicing, like what I would do, like almost like how a kid plays imaginarily, like with something. Like I was kind of doing
Yeah.
that, like
Okay.
when I was gonna go to the Pac West, and so I had an understanding, but it wasn't anything really. It really wasn't anything. It still isn't anything, right? I mean,
I don't know. It depends on your perspective, right? It's all
well,
about
yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every answer and every understanding raises 100 more. So,
Yeah.
100 more questions.
Okay, so what I've noticed about when I was reading your bio when the show started was that you waited to go public or to even talk about this stuff for at least 5 years. And Mike, I got to tell you, I did the same. I've been doing Sasquatch, Bigfoot, paranormal field research for about 12 years now, I guess. I mean, I started in
Well,
2011 and I didn't go
yeah.
public for 10 years.
Oh no, I didn't wait that long. Like for me,
Yeah.
what I did was I went low key and started doing like Facebook
Okay.
live streams and like had people there with me and like talking me through it, people who kind of knew what was up already, and like they were kind of like helping me through it. You know what I mean? Because like when you do like a video or something and everybody's like, look here, and they send you timestamps and like you're like, I don't see anything. I was that guy. I couldn't see anything. Even if I saw something in person, I would get back. I could look right at it and be like, where'd it go? I could not do it. And people would circle things and arrows pointing at. I couldn't.
Circle. The red circles, the dreaded red circles.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Red. I think red is the default color, and that's why. What? Yeah.
It is. It's just, I don't know. I guess it's what comes up on your phone. I don't know.
I
I'm
think
not
it
sure.
is. It
It's
does on
okay.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay. Thank you, Derek Galloway. Yes, Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress, is in the house, you guys.
No.
And I do have some new artwork behind me. Yes, I know this owl's creeping people out. This is all temporary. I just got into this space, this moment tonight, about a few minutes before the show, there were some glamour shots of me and my sister behind me, everybody. I just want to go ahead and have full disclosure. I threw them down. They had dust on them. You guys were not going to be seeing glamour shots of me and my sister from the 1990s tonight, okay? That's why there's an owl in a Mother Mary behind me, okay? Because I needed something quick, okay? So anyways, let's get back to Bigfoot, Mike. Let's get back to Bigfoot. There's a lot of people commenting on my paintings tonight. So my art.
I like it. I like the three.
Thank you. Well, it's better if I could show you the glamour shots that were up there. You would definitely. You guys would have a good laugh. Maybe after the show tonight, you guys can go to my. Maybe I'll put them on Instagram. You guys can see my glamour shots. Y'all go. Be sure to follow me there, and I'll give you the insider scoop. It's rough. It's real rough. But anyways, okay. Okay. I have a question for you. You were based in Georgia for a while when you were in the military, and you were at Fort Benning, which is down in Columbus. And my team and we have an area down there at the Troop Herd Corridor, okay, which is very close to Fort Benning. It's actually near West Point Lake, and it is teeming with Bigfoots and dogman reports, aliens and alien abduction reports as well.
Yeah.
And so we do a lot of research down there. It's one of my favorite places to go, actually.
I wish I knew more.
Experiences down there?
Well, yeah, I wish I knew more, because I would have really known what I was looking at. So I was with my friend, and he's from Queens, New York, and he was inebriated, and I wasn't. So I was driving, and I was driving his truck. Gunner, come here, lay down. He does this every time I get on a stream. Gunner, lay down. Go.
Your doggy. You got a sweet dog.
No, he's nuts. Whenever I get on a stream, he gets in my face. He goes nuts. So he's a service dog. There's got to be something out there that he's alerting me about.
I love it. Oh.
So we come in the front gate. I don't know if you've ever seen the front gate of Fort Benning, like the main gate.
Oh yeah, I've accidentally driven down that way before.
Okay, so you know it's really intimidating, right? Like, I mean,
there's statuary, there's statues everywhere, and you get there and it's like, oh my God, I drove the wrong way, and I may or may not have loaded guns in my car at the moment. I'm like, I am going to be arrested and thrown on the ground today.
It's intimidating.
Yeah. It's very intimidating.
We were coming through at night, in the middle of the night, and there's nobody else out there coming either way. So there's all these guys at this, picture a toll booth, my friends, right? A big toll booth, like going, through like where there's like, you're going into New York City or something where there's like 20 toll booths on, like 10 on each side. So
it looks like toll booths.
It's crazy.
They're
it's
there to pat you down, though, right?
Well, this place is lit up like a light bulb, and you see all the armed guards, that military police there. So I stop like 100 yards away from them, because out the side, I'm like, do you see this? And he's like, yo, what the hell is that? They said it was a boar. They came out to us eventually, but this thing was like moving, like it was huge, and it was almost
a boar?
I don't think it was a boar, but it was moving serpentinely. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was coming in and out of like the bushes, like really like smoothly, and like I don't even know how to explain it. And anyway, so we were there, and they're like waving us on, and we're stopped, like jaw dropped, staring at this thing doing this. And they start to come out to us, because they don't know what we're doing. They just see a car in the middle of the night, the only car stopped 100 feet from the main gate. So I'm sure they're wondering like what the threat is. So they start coming out like, ready to like engage, at least close enough. And then eventually they come up to us, and they're like, what the hell are you guys doing? And we're like, yo, do you see this? Do you see this? And they were like, oh, yeah, it's just a boar. It's just a boar. I'm like, that's not a boar. In my mind, I'm thinking like Wilbur, you know what I mean, with like black fur. But apparently they get huge. So they were like, nah, they get up to like, 800 pounds and blah, blah, blah.
Wild pigs. We have hogzillas around here, right? In Georgia.
Well, they sold us.
South.
Yeah, they sold us by a little bit of selling us like stuff we didn't know, because we were New Yorkers in Georgia. And then and then we also like were in an awkward spot, so they were like pushing us through. So we kind of just accepted and went on. But I sometimes I wonder like what that really was, you know? So it's tough. That's a tough pill for me to swallow, but I really don't think it was any boar. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. Well, I've done plenty of shows and done a lot of research on Sasquatch and Dogman on military bases, and I actually went to college down in South Georgia at a place called Georgia Southern University. Okay, and we were near Fort Stewart. Okay, and there were Bigfoot sightings and Bigfoot reports out that way, and of course it's all woods. You know, it's like super country. It's either cornfields, tobacco fields, or peanut fields, and lots of places for Sasquatch. Okay, out there. So, but yeah, I mean, even all military bases. Now, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of them, especially around DC. My friend Glenn Jackson, who's one of my teammates, came on. We talked about the Mount Vernon monster, and that's up near DC. And I don't know. Jody Cook came on my show from the North American Dogman Project. We actually had a long discussion about Dogman sightings and Sasquatch sightings all over the military bases, all over the United States of America. So, yeah. And they say some say Sasquatch and Dogman work with the military.
Well, and then I also wonder too, like even if they don't, I wonder like if some of the different jobs like that people do, I wonder if they have information on them, because I've seen things about like Fort Lewis where like they have like when the guys go out in the field, like they have something they give to them about when if they encounter a Sasquatch, what to do. You know what I mean? Like okay. I don't know the validity of it, obviously, but I don't know how legit it is. But
okay, well there is that topographic map from that I believe the Air Force put out. And it was, I actually had D.A. Roberts and Robbie Raines came on my show one night here at Spaced Out Radio. We talked about it. It was, they actually classified Sasquatch as a dangerous animal on this topographic map that the U.S. military put out.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. It was all over TikTok. So it caught my eye, and then we did a show about it. But they say it's actually real. I had someone who may or may not have worked in the military send that to me. And told me it was valid. So
that's cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, what do you think? Do you think that the government knows a lot more than what they tell us about Bigfoot?
Yeah, I think then, you know, I could tell you something that I learned about the Kandahar giant that recently.
That's one of my favorite topics, Mike.
Okay, so here's
Tell
me. I'm just gonna put it out there, right?
Okay.
So I was in Kandahar. I was stationed there. I wasn't there the whole time, but I was there like 8 out of the 12 months. And, you know, we stay on base mostly. When you go out, you go on a convoy, you go where you're going, you get back. You know, there's not like la-di-da. So what happened out there happened to Special Forces, right? Okay. So the way the story was told was, or at least the one I've seen, is that they just tell how it unfolded. That's it. They don't. Nobody talks about what the giant was. So I never really cared. You know what I mean? Like I never really cared to question it. Like it was just. So anyway, somebody came to me recently and told me. Again, like you were just saying, they may or may not have some, you know,
some involvement.
Class, you know, yeah.
Oh, they totally do. I remote viewed it, Mike. Okay, and I did it. I looked into it. I'm trained in remote viewing. Okay, and I looked into it. I can tell you exactly what happened. But let's talk about it. Go ahead.
I'm just going to tell you the new info I got, which is our government knows about it because our government created those particular giants, right? So however they got them, spliced DNA, whatever. They were creating those cannibals in general. They were creating a cannibal because it wasn't safe for our guys to go in those caves because they're highly trained, highly expensive individuals, right? And groups of people. So they're going into these places that they don't have the upper hand. In every case, they usually do. But going into these caves was just like a death trap. It was a waste of time. So what they were doing was GPSing the giant, sending it out, letting it go in a cave, tear the people apart, go in the next one, rah, 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 tear the Afghanis apart. And eventually they were going and getting it when it was done and taking it out or whatever.
Wow.
This particular one, the Kandahar giant, I guess decided to be a squatter. And they had to go get it. And
It
that's
decided to
it.
do
That's,
what now? Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
it decided to be a squatter. It didn't want
Be a
to.
squatter?
It didn't want to vacate. I guess. Yeah.
Oh
So.
my gosh. Well, okay. Well, when I was looking into this, right? When I do this thing called remote viewing, and I was assigned this target. I was tasked this target. What I was seeing was that our government actually sent two different teams in to go obtain a sample of this thing, is what I saw. So I don't know. I mean, I do believe it has some kind of connection to inner Earth. There's a bunch of giants out there, and I think that our government is 100% involved in getting samples of these things or using them. Our government uses them. It
Yeah.
uses them for their DNA, perhaps. Maybe they're cloning them for super soldier projects. I don't know.
It sounds like it's something like that, but
It's weird, right? Who knows? Who knows for sure? But there is some involvement with our
sure,
government.
sure.
100%.
There's,
Yeah.
there's the military. They say, I don't want to curse on here, but they say everything's on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know it. And then that's it. That's basically it. That's the answer to everything. You just do what we tell you to do. That's it.
Right.
And there's
Do what you're told.
right.
and
There's
ignore
very
what
few
we're doing.
people who actually know what's going on. Very, very few.
Right. Yeah. Well, because you don't have that clearance, right? You
Well,
gotta have
there's
the right
people. I
clearance.
don't think people quite understand how it is to be a piece of property. Once you sign that paper, you belong to them, and you don't get to. No, I don't want to do that today. It doesn't work like that.
You have
Like,
to do it.
yeah, that's it. Do that, or
Okay.
we'll lock you up over here. You know what I mean? Or like you have no choice. It's insane.
Wow.
But in Korea, we found a lot of guys were getting locked up because they were just like they couldn't handle the amount of extra rules. It was a whole different style of living because you have these. A lot of these guys are young. They're straight out of high school.
That's right.
And they want to run wild and do all this stuff. It's illegal for them to drink over there. They can't go out and drink. And then they see everybody else going out. And I mean, they're babies. You know what I mean? Like when I signed up, I was
Yeah.
23. So
Oh wow. Well, so you spent at least a year in Afghanistan. That's where the giant of Kandahar was. So did you
I didn't
know
know
anything about that?
nothing.
You
I didn't hear
you
about
never
it.
heard about it when you were there.
Nothing. Years
Really?
after I got back, I didn't know anything about it. And I think the whole thing happened before I was there. So
Yeah.
I never heard a thing about it over there.
Wow. That's wild. Well, I've talked to multiple people who served in the military. I have my friend Bob O'Kelly. He came on the show. He's a good friend of my family's, and he served in Vietnam. He was drafted when he was 23. I think he was 23 years old actually when he was drafted to go to Vietnam. On the third night there, he was already terrified, to be in that jungle. The troop where he was stationed, they had just killed a tiger the week before he got there. He was scared to death, he said, and he was attacked. He and his troops, his crew, they were attacked by rock apes, Mike, while he was there. So
rock apes! I think you said
rock apes. Yeah,
Yeah,
rock
that's wild.
apes. They were attacked by rock apes.
Yeah.
They were kind of stalked by them more than they
Well,
were
like they
attacked.
have. I've seen. I think it's China. I was just looking at. They have like this big, huge monument statue thing, like going into one of the parks. State park, whatever it is, parks. But it's a huge, like Mother Yeren, like kissing a baby Yeren.
That's right, in China.
Yeah, and that's
Is
like
that in China?
that's like the statues, like they're connecting over where you enter into this place, and it's
Well,
they're
they're
basically
just letting us know it's real. These
yeah,
things are real, right?
yeah. Well, they're in here. I guess that's basically what they're saying. Like they're over here. So I don't know.
Yeah. They up in here. Okay, so y'all watch out. Yeah, I mean, we have Bigfoots all over the world, okay, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Northern
Everywhere.
California Cubs fan, thank you so much for that super chat. You're the best. We appreciate that. Thank you, Cubs. Okay, so you have some really cool pictures, and I don't want to go by this entire show tonight without showing some of your evidence and your
I
pictures tonight.
apologize. I could have did so much better with the pictures probably,
It's
but
okay. You did some.
I
There's
just
some great ones. Actually, towards the end, I was like uploading your pictures. I was like, oh dang, these are good.
they're so old, most of them, I think. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay. Well, do you want to talk about them tonight? And
Yeah, yeah. I don't care.
okay,
Whatever you want
let's
to do.
do it. Let's do it. Absolutely. I'm always down for some good pictures. All right. So now tell me, is these from Bubba's house or are these from the Catskills or
And,
what?
uh,
Like this
that's
teepee. Like what the heck is this?
yeah. Well,
That's
that
wild.
I love that thing. Yeah, that's in a place called Teepee Village. It's there's
Okay.
well, they I don't even want to get into it, but there was like a dozen of these scattered about the place, different sizes all over, and
They look that's a person down at the bottom right there, right?
that's
It's like
me.
human. That's you?
That's me. Yeah, I'm 5'7", so stack me up a bunch
Wow.
of times and you get that thing. Yeah, that's me.
Wow.
I put my phone down and then it was a video and I screenshotted it after.
That's amazing. Wow. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's in the
I've never seen anything like that. That's
that's
huge.
in the Pine Barrens, about like 15 minutes from here.
Oh, wow. In New York. And and I got to point out, you're friends with Jeremiah Fountain, and that's one of my best buddies, man. I love Jeremiah. So
Yeah,
he
he's a
does a
good
lot
egg.
of, he does some great research up in New York.
Yeah,
He's in like upstate New York, and
I go to
you
that
know,
Adirondacks too. I like it up there. I've been to
yeah,
Whitehall a couple
Adirondacks.
times, and I've been up there visit. I haven't been to Jeremiah's yet, but it's on the list.
He has Sasquatch on his property that his
Yeah,
family lives
yeah,
on.
it's yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there are Sasquatch in New York, everybody. Okay, there are for sure. I know for sure.
I know it's tough
I've never
for
been
people
there,
to.
but
I know it's tough for
it
people to
is.
understand. Like here, I know, like I get it, but there's also a common like misconception of what Long Island is and what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that looks like something that where somebody could make like a big bonfire or something. But my God, that would burn the whole forest down if they did that. Okay.
well, that's the
That's all
wild
I'm
part.
saying.
Yeah, there was one of
Okay.
them was on fire recently, which is horrible, but
You think they did it on purpose? Somebody burned it
I
on
don't know.
purpose? Yeah.
One of them was cut to pieces, and then another one was burnt down. So I'm not
Okay.
really sure what to make of it, but it was upsetting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what else we got here. I don't know. I don't know if I put these in the right order. I hope I did.
That's me
Did
and my
I?
son. That's me and my son in the pool.
Okay.
If you go to the next one, I probably zoomed in, maybe.
Okay.
All
I
right,
don't.
there you
I
go.
may have put these all up in the wrong order. I
Right
don't know.
above the white fence, you'll see him in the tree.
Like around, boop, around this area. Hold on, I'm trying to do my finger around
Like,
there.
oh yeah, hang on, I gotta go
Yeah.
this way. Like right at this level.
I see something in there. There's something.
It's a
Okay. I don't
it's
know
a
what it
half a
is, but there's
face.
something.
There's a half a
So,
face.
so you have these things near your home. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. And so that's a shot from way out.
yeah.
Okay.
Then we're gonna zoom
Same
in.
same kind of area.
Zoom
Okay.
in.
What is this? Is there something
It's
in the
another
middle of
half
that
a head.
picture?
It's another half a
Okay.
head.
Okay. For people who are questioning any of these
Peeker.
pictures, because y'all know I just wait, y'all. Just wait, because we got some really good pictures here. Okay. What is this a picture of?
I can't believe I didn't crop them. I'm sorry. That's the
Is that? I
teepee.
should have done it myself.
It's all
Isn't that
right. That's
tough?
the same teepee from a distance. And why I did that was because I was trying to show how the sun beams right down into it, and
Oh,
like
okay.
how they
Cool.
harness energy through it.
Oh, wow. Um, what is
Oh,
this?
that thing is crazy. That was a little tiny structure, probably size of two shoe boxes, and it was so in depth and intricate, like the detail in it. It was like a masterpiece. I don't even know how to put. It
It
looks
was
like a
art, huh?
diorama that would take like months to make, just sitting in the middle of the forest. Like, well, it was not the middle of the forest, but
Wait, is it this one? Is this the same one? Or
no,
what? What is that?
no. The other one
Okay.
was the one before
Okay.
it.
The one before it. This one right.
No idea why I sent these. I think I literally just sent what was like available.
I just uploaded whatever you sent too. So I don't know. I've been so busy today. I haven't really looked through all of these. So, but
don't worry about it.
The one sword. Listen, the one sword's end. I was like, oh dang, man, I love these. Okay, so let's kind of go down to them. Okay,
it's another half a feet.
Okay,
it's another half. Yeah.
Okay. This is the thing. Is that? That's a face right there. I mean, is that a,
I don't know.
Bigfoot
I don't.
Or what? What's going on here?
I don't think it's a Bigfoot. I don't know what it is though. She. I think it's a she. Oh, did we lose you? You froze up on me.
I should be back. Okay, am I back?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, sorry. It's raining really hard here.
Oh, don't I know it?
We're having a storm right now, so
bad.
Freeze frame.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Sasquatch, but I think it's a female, and I don't know what it is.
A female. What? It's awesome though. I don't know. Let's go to the next one.
She had no hair.
Interesting picture.
Yep, that's a juvenile. Bad camera.
That's really cool. Did you take that? Is that in a video or what?
Yeah. I was live streaming. I had people who take screenshots.
Oh, I love it. Okay, you do a lot of live streams on your YouTube channel too, which I really appreciate that because that's like boots on the ground. You do a lot of boots on the ground, Mike. That's what I love.
I like to keep people involved as much as possible. I like to connect. My purpose is to connect the peoples. The Sasquatch people, the human people, and then anything in between. And whatever that looks like is what I do.
The Sasquatch and the humans and everything in between. I like that. There's a lot of in between there. I like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go to the next picture here. I don't know. Okay, what is that? What are we looking at here?
So over here.
Okay. Oh, there's a face. Oh my God. Yes, I remember. Okay, this is one of the ones that I was like, oh, that's awesome. It looks like a Sasquatch, basically, like peeking out behind the tree. Yeah,
he was gorgeous.
That's really cool.
I know it sounds weird, but he was gorgeous. Like
he was gorgeous.
Yeah, like he was a good looking Sasquatch.
He was the GQ of all the Sasquatches.
Yeah, like some of them are like scruffy and like I don't know, like intimidating. Like he was like suave. I don't know.
Rico suave. That's hilarious. I love it. Well, I mean, it's like humans. We got the good looking humans, and then we got the not so good looking humans. You know what I'm saying?
I know it sounds weird, probably, but. I mean, they're all beautiful in their own right. Like,
right, we're all.
I think it's all a beautiful thing. I really do. Like, I
do too. I do too. Well, I appreciate that. It looks like a person, like a human or a Sasquatch. It looks more like a Sasquatch peeking out from behind a tree. So
I actually did a thing once. Where like I cropped that like face out and like made it really small, kind of, and then like cropped my face out and put it next to it. You could see how much bigger like their mouths are, and like their nostrils are like huge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll show it to you another time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking some more, Mike. You're really fun to talk to. You do so much. I appreciate so much the boots on the ground researchers that are out there that are putting their work out and sharing it with the world. This is amazing. It really is. Okay, and I think we have one more picture here, I think. Let's see. What is this one? What are we looking at here? It looks like a walking tree, if you ask me.
It is, for the most part, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't see it walk, but I do believe that's what it is. It's a dryad.
I called it. I called it, man.
You did. Nobody ever sees it. Nobody ever sees it. Yeah, nobody ever sees it.
I see it. Okay, so Barry Littleton and I, who's a good friend of mine, we did a show about walking trees and shape-shifting Sasquatch. Okay, so Mike, what are your thoughts about Sasquatch being a supernatural type of a being and having supernatural abilities? Is that something that you entertain?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know how to categorize them. They're not just flesh and blood, but they have that, they have that ability too to be just flesh and blood. or in the flesh, I should say. The way I like to
I think they're both personally. That's me. I
yeah,
think they're
well,
flesh and bone, flesh
yeah.
and blood, and they have some of them have supernatural abilities, just like humans.
Like I can't categorize them because I don't have that final answer. Like I don't have a big picture question answer. I can't tell you what they are exactly or where they came from, but I can tell you what I know. And like the things I know about them is like you have elementals, right? Like
Yes.
a water elemental or a earth elemental, right? Like Sasquatch are like
Okay.
elemental, like they are elementals of everything. So they can like blend and bend with everything. They can, connect, whatever. However you want to put it, they're elementals of all the elements. How about that?
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah. Yes.
I try to put
mean,
it in words sometimes and it doesn't really want to go.
I feel you. Listen, I'm on your vibe. I understand what you're saying. What about orbs, Mike? Have you ever experienced orbs out in the woods?
Yeah, yeah.
What are your thoughts on orbs?
I don't know. But I know they're cool. I know they're cool. Like like Montauk is strangers here actually. So the first time I took him to Bubba's, not a lot of people go there, right? So I don't take a lot of people there. But he came with me, and it ended up pouring rain. But we traveled a little ways, and we went there, and it's raining, and so we're walking about, and needless to say, a lot of stuff went down. Vocals, a lot of things outside of the norm. It was almost like they were showing off for him, if you will. And it was pouring. There was nobody out there. Like we had the whole place to ourselves. Usually there's mountain bikers ripping through and stuff. And like, you gotta, whatever. Sometimes you bump into a mountain biker, but we knew we had.
They run over you. You bump into them or they run over you.
Right. Yeah. They come fast. Okay. So
they do.
So anyway, when we were leaving, all of a sudden we both see it. There's this glowing green orb, and it was like amazing. So I'm like, "Yo, do you see this?" And he's like, "Yeah." We have like a 4-minute video of it. So we both start filming it, and I'm like, "All right, you got it?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm gonna move up." So I would move up like 10 feet, and I would lock in on it, and then I would say, "All right, like I got it, come up." So he would come up, and then he would get on it, and I'd be like, "All right, do you got it?" He said, "Yeah." So we did that, like tried to get closer and closer. We actually tried to like get near it, but after a few times of doing that, it was just see ya.
Yeah. Hey, Al Santoriga, what's up, Al? He's in the chat tonight. He said, "Mike, when are we going to go out together?"
You know what, Al? Al, you know what? I'm going to reach out to you.
I'm assuming he means going out Bigfooting, right, Al?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Al, you know what? I'm going to reach out to you.
I love Al.
Or get my info from Kyle, or I'll reach you on Facebook or whatever. But we'll talk because I might be up there soon.
Nice. Al is into everything. He's into UFOs, Bigfoot, Dogman, everything. You name it. So, yeah, I would love, if I was up in New York, I would love to go out with you guys and do some Bigfooting and all that. And I want to go out and hang out with Jeremiah too and his wife. They're awesome.
Him and Stacy are great.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so we've established the fact that you're into the supernatural aspect of Bigfoot. I can appreciate that. I mean, there's two camps, right? There's like the primate in the woods camp, and then there's like the supernatural camp. Yeah. I'm hearing more and more of the supernatural camp coming out these days. I don't know. Where do you think the research is going right now?
I think people are just being more open now because there's more people being open now. You know what I mean? It's scary it's scary and uncomfortable to be that guy or that female that talks about something that they know they're going to be alone with. I mean, I've been in that position,
Me too.
Like, I got to tell people there's Sasquatch all around. Now people start coming out, right? And saying, I see one, 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 but they wouldn't, you know what I mean? Now, like, and I got people who said, look, I was there, I've been watching you for years. I'm just now comfortable, like, can I talk to you about it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I never knew about like Junior, like the Sasquatch and Camp Hero. I didn't even know these things were. There was reports, there was something in the news, and then it got taken out of the news, and then the guy said he didn't see anything, and it's like, all right, well, I can only I can only tell my story and the way it unfolds. You know,
Right.
if
Me
all I've
too.
seen is a flesh and blood Sasquatch, that's what I'm going to tell you. But that's not the way it went, you know? And I tell people
Yeah.
all the time, I don't do this way for fun. Like, I'm not making it complicated for fun. Like, I wish it was a game of hide and seek because I'm a tactical dude. I could probably figure out a way to maneuver around that, but it's not. I have to go out there and say, hands up, I'm a student. I'm here. I'm at your mercy. Like, if you want to show me something, please do. Like, I don't try to out trick them. I don't try to have an agenda. I just try to be open and say, hey, I'm here to learn. And I try to vibrate at the same frequency so they can reach me all the time. You know, like if they want to or they have something. And the way I explain that is like a walkie-talkie. Like you could be close to somebody, but if you're one channel off, like you're not gonna hear each other. You know, you're not gonna get
Totally.
any communication from each other.
That's right.
Once you tune in on that right channel, it's loud and clear, right? So
100%. I
yeah,
love that. That's kind of how, that's a great way to describe it, because I always say you have to be on that frequency, and the person sitting next to you may not see anything or hear anything that you see or experience,
happens all
because
the
they're
time.
just not on that frequency. They're not on that vibe.
Sometimes I'm the guy that doesn't hear or see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like whatever. Like I must be messing up or whatever. Well, maybe it wasn't for me. I don't know. Like I used to look at
Oh,
people
that's a
who'd
good
be like,
point.
I used to look at people who talked like this and be like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you even talking about?
What are you
You
talking
know,
about? Interdimensional stuff?
no,
What?
not even that. Like the
Interdimensional?
spiritual
Timeline
side,
shifts? What?
like meditation and raising your consciousness. And I used to look at people like they
And
had six
Reiki.
heads. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
right.
For real. Oh, that's
Hey, I'm certified in Reiki one myself. Okay, I'm
nice.
like the basic one, but at least I've learned it, and so I'm there with you, Mike.
I'm only a
Um,
two. It don't matter.
I'm at one.
It
I
don't matter.
love that. I love that though, and you have an open mind, and I can appreciate this. Montauk is Strange is in the chat. Montauk is Strange obviously goes out and does research with you,
Yep.
and says this may sound far out, but I say the things I capture as footage with Mike have been mind blowing. Changed the way I look at things from that point onward. Okay, let me tell you that opening minds and expanding the consciousness of people. That's what you're doing with your YouTube channel. That's what you're doing with your boots on the ground, Mike. And I commend you for that. Like I think it's amazing.
I mean, he's
And
doing the work though. I can't.
oh yeah,
I could bring anybody out there, and they have to do like those things to be reached too. You know what I mean? I've had guys go out there, and I get nothing because of them. Because they're so like they're beyond skeptic. They're like a grump ass dude that's like, yeah, this is not gonna do anything. Like nothing's gonna happen, and that's what you're
they've already.
manifesting. You're
That's
manifesting
right.
a whole lot of nothing.
They've already set their intention of nothing happening.
Right? Yeah. There you
So
go.
nothing will
Yeah.
happen. I'm all into like the power of manifestation and things like that. Like I already know like what I set my mind to, I'm going to accomplish. I'm going to achieve it. And that's why I'm sitting here with Long Island Bigfoot tonight, because I decided I was going to interview Long Island Bigfoot a couple of weeks ago, and you're here.
I'm
Okay, so
here.
thank you for being here. I manifested this.
Yes.
But you know what? It was bound to happen because we're on the same vibrational frequency when it comes to this stuff,
Yeah.
and we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to discuss when it comes to all this stuff. And I knew, like, listen, I've had a long day. I've been doing a whole lot of stuff all day, and I knew that this was going to be so fun. We were going to vibe. We could talk about Bigfoot, and it was just going to flow, and it totally has so far.
Yeah.
We've still got a few minutes left too. We've still got a little while left.
Well,
What
that's
do you
how
have going on
I kind of
in your
like that
future?
though. I'm
Oh
glad that
yeah, you
I'm
do.
glad you did it this way because I like it.
Okay.
I like it more that way when it just unfolds organically. Like
Well, I don't
so.
have an agenda, okay, and that's how I like to do it with my guests, is to bring people on. Let's talk about our research. Let's have a discussion. Like I don't want to just like bring somebody on and have them talk the whole time and tell this. I want to interact with my guest, and I want to just like talk because I'm a researcher too, and I'm out there. I'm putting my boots on the ground time
Nice.
out there as well, and there's so many things that I can't explain, and I just love putting our heads together, okay, like our minds
Hmm.
together when it comes to this stuff, because none of us are experts. We don't have the answers to everything, but at least we can share our stories,
Yeah.
and it helps us to understand just a little bit more of what we got going on out there.
Sure. Well, Matt down in Florida,
Matt
and
Williamson.
yeah, so like his story is similar to mine on that level
Oh,
of like, and I
really?
click with him on that. I totally understand that. Like when they came at a time like where we needed that. We needed
Yeah.
that something, something bigger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know what your question was before. I apologize.
No, I don't even think I asked a question. It was
All right.
just us talking about us putting our heads together and like just trying to figure some of this stuff out. And, I mean, I don't know. I like hearing about Bigfoot's up north. Listen, I'm a Southern girl, Mike, and I only research basically in the South. So
Well,
to
here's
hear,
the thing though. Like
uh huh,
so here's why I try to like promote everybody like who wants to do it. Like go do it. Like don't look at the next guy. Like people ask me things and like ask me questions. I try to keep it like uh, at a distance because I don't want to what's the word? Like I guess I don't want to like taint it or like taint their journey or make it jaded, but like by like having preconceived notions or ideas, because what they get, their perception of it, what they get might be a whole different piece of the puzzle, and everybody has a different piece of that puzzle that they can contribute, because like we can all watch the same thing unfold and we're all going to see it differently, and then so everybody in a different place and with a different Sasquatch tribe or clan or family, whatever, you're going to get different information to contribute. So everybody's just as important. I hate that, like, oh, I got the biggest this, I got the biggest that, and I found the best this and I found the best that. I don't care. I don't care. Like what you said, if we put our heads together and work together, and that's how it's going to happen. That's how like things are going to get better and improve. And
that's right.
I see it working that way in the future, and I see it going that way, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing right now. And okay, so Al has another comment. He says, I received a report from the Long Island Coast Guard about a Sasquatch swimming across the Long Island Sound to Connecticut.
That's cool.
I've been hearing more and more about swimming Sasquatches lately, Mike. That's
It
weird.
comes
I
up a
like it
lot.
though.
Comes up a
Does
lot
it?
with me. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because I think a lot of people have that idea. They know that they're here and they want to understand how they got here, so they start to look into that. And a lot of people come to me with that question: do you think they swam there? And I'm like, I don't know. Like
They
personally,
swam
I
here.
think
I don't know.
I know
Maybe
they
they came
didn't
through a
come
portal.
skipping through the neighborhood. That's all I could tell you. I
Yeah.
know they didn't. I know they didn't take the E train or ride the bus. So they definitely they snuck in the
They took
side
the woo.
door.
They took the
Or
woo train,
yeah,
Mike. No, I'm
right.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
there you go.
I'm kidding.
So
We're on Spaced
that's
Out Radio where we ride the woo train every night. Okay, so
I think it's more like portals and stuff like that. But that's amazing that somebody, and that's a cool story. It's a Coast Guard. That's pretty cool.
yeah. Hey, Duke is here. Duke from
Duke.
World Bigfoot Radio. He says he's been getting crap for talking about the woo for years. Now
Yeah.
others are getting brave and coming forward, and he loves it. And guess what? We love you too, Duke. It is. It's a necessity at this point. I mean, it's just natural. Like I came out with my guns blazing when I first started going public with my research. It took me 10 years to go public after I started doing my boots on the ground research. And yeah, I might have gotten a little bit of pushback on my views and my experiences, but I don't care.
It's
You
free.
know,
It's free promotion when people talk crap about you, because
yeah,
guess what happens? They go and they say blah blah blah. Duke, blah blah blah. Mike. Right now, those 20 people that heard it go over and they check you out, and then they see that you're valid, and then maybe one of them says something nasty, and then the rest of them stay. So like,
right.
who cares? Like I look
Who
forward to it.
cares?
I'm like, go ahead, run your mouth.
Exactly. I like being called the Bigfoot lady these days. I don't give a crap. It's fun. It's my identity, the cryptid huntress. I love it. Yeah, I never saw myself being the cryptid huntress. 20 years ago. I didn't see this, so it's I don't know what happened, but it's a blast. So yeah, Mike, what do you have going on, and where can people find you for all of your amazing videos and stuff?
Can't find me.
You can't find you. You're like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, I'm
You're
cloaking.
camoed.
I
Okay.
cloak. No,
Cloaked.
I I have a YouTube channel just like you.
Okay. I
Yeah.
have a little YouTube channel myself.
Yeah, that's the best way to find me, I suppose. I don't.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the banner that I made earlier. Okay, everybody. Please go to Long Island Bigfoot and y'all go subscribe. Mike also has a really cool TikTok. What do you call it? A channel?
I don't even know.
TikTok,
I don't even
a
know.
TikTok account. I don't know. It's
Don't
a
mind
TikTok
me
account.
over there because I'm just acting like I'm. It's a mixed bag, so.
Is it? Okay. I have not mastered the TikTok stuff yet.
No, me neither.
I'm still working on it.
Me neither.
I'm too old. I'm too old for that TikTok stuff.
It's fun, like, but it's like a little side thing. You know what I mean? It's not my main focus.
I think I have like 3 videos on mine and they're terrible. Like, so y'all don't go to my TikTok. You
right.
can. I'm gonna master it one day. I've just been too busy.
It is fun once you get yeah.
It is. Well, I hope that you keep up all your live streams, Mike, and just keep going out there and exploring and opening up people's minds. You're super relatable. You're very authentic. You have some great evidence, and you're just so inquisitive, and you have a connection to these Sasquatch out there. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being my guest tonight.
Yeah, back
on
at you.
Space Out Radio. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like I said, I manifested this. I knew I was going to have you on my channel, on my show here over on Space Out Radio. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Well,
you're welcome. Chat. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, everybody in chat, y'all please go subscribe to all of his social medias and all that kind of stuff. Let's see if I need to follow up with any of these comments. I'm so behind on the comments, y'all. This is my norm. I get super behind. But yeah, everybody, please go to After Hours after this. Mike, I'm going to see you next time. Please come back and visit us and be my guest once again, and come to my channel, The Cryptid Huntress, too. I'm going to have you over there as well.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, Mike, have a good night. We'll see you next time. Okay, bye. All right, everybody. That was amazing. Please don't forget that right after this show, we have After Hours crew. We've got Danielle and Marquise. I'm not sure if they have a guest tonight, but they're going to take us on an incredible journey for the next 3 hours. Next time on Off the Trails, my guest is Travis Willier Moose. We're going to be talking about some really weird, anomalous stuff, probably about the hairy man. We're going to be going with the flow tomorrow night. I'm going to pick a topic. He's going to pick a topic, and we'll let y'all know. Thank y'all so much for being here. For now, I'm the Cryptid Huntress. I'm Jessica Jones. I'm headed off the trails. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see y'all tomorrow night. Bye.